Okay, this is my second tarot reading today, and this is Nora. Madam Nora, right? Right? Okay. Okay. So she's going to do the tarot reading for me.
Yep, so I'm going to shuffle a few times, and then I'm going to have you cut the deck.
Okay?
You said Jim?
Jim. J-I-M.
Okay, so just cut the deck once. Alright. Okay, so this card is the central theme of the situation. This card is reversed. Actually, most of the cards in this reading are reversed. So what that means is that you're kind of in transit, so to speak. It's kind of like you have some things in one place and some things in the other, and you're not really here or there. You're just kind of things are just kind of up in the air for you right now. The world is about you're evolving spiritually. It's about completion. So the completion of a project, everything coming kind of full circle, attainment, like worldly attainment. So knowing what your purpose is in the world and how you can be balanced to use that for the better of everybody, not just for you.
Okay.
It's about being willing to show your true self to the world, balancing your masculine and feminine energies, because everybody has a masculine and a feminine side. So you're learning how to balance those. Because it's reversed, it can mean that you're in the middle of a project, like you can kind of see the end in sight, but you're not quite there yet. You still need to put in some effort. Well, I'll get back to this card. Covering that is the King of Swords. The King of Swords he aspires to the highest truth. So not just what he believes is the truth, but what is the real truth of things. And so it's about being compromising in your viewpoint, knowing what your beliefs are, but understanding that other people might not have been brought up the same way that you were. Knowing how to talk to people in a way that they would understand. So having the King of Swords covering the world, it might mean that you need to work on this quality a little bit more, where you're comfortable with your authority on things, because the King of Swords is a very authoritative kind of person. It's not that he's like bossy or like demanding or anything, it's just that he knows a lot, and so people tend to put him in the position of authority, because they know that he's not gonna, lie to them about anything, and he's gonna be understanding. Okay, so moving on from that.
Okay.
This card is in the position of what's really going on, but what's kind of hidden from you. And this card is about teamwork, cooperation, and working together with others. So because it's reversed, it can mean that there's a communication issue, like you're not really able to get your point across to other people, especially since the King of Swords is here. It might mean that you need to be more clear in like the way that you speak to other people. But it could also mean that like you're trying to work with others, but but you're not getting that kind of cooperation that you need from other people. Do you know what that could be for you?
It could be work related.
Work, yeah, definitely.
Work related.
Because they're trying to build a church together, and you have the spiritual aspect with the monk. You have the lady who has the plans, and you have the actual builder. So it's kind of indicative of everybody has their job to do, but maybe at work you need to be a little bit more clear about your intentions, making sure that everybody knows what the end goal is.
Okay.
In the past is the Five of Wands, and this is about, there's arguments, you might be getting some kind of competition. It's just, it feels like there are people in your environment that are kind of trying to fight you, I guess. Not necessarily fight, but it just feels like maybe your environment is kind of, like you're trying, but you keep getting some sort of opposition. And because it's reversed, it, one thing it can mean that there's that tension, but you're not doing anything about it, I guess. Or it can mean that you don't want to have to deal with that anymore. And it's, because it's in the past, it can mean that that energy needs to be put in the past, where you need to think about more how to get things done rather than, you know, what kind of competition you're getting. Thinking more about what will work in practical terms and communication in a team, rather than like just kind of battling just to kind of win the battle, I guess. Or it can mean that tensions have sort of eased up, and you're kind of, that stage is kind of over with.
Okay.
This card is the card, the energy that you're putting into the situation. The King of Wands is a very passionate person. He's very, you know, anything that you're doing, no matter what it is, you have to have passion. Otherwise, why are you doing it? And he's very inspiring. So he kind of puts on a show for others just because he wants others to be as inspired by life as he is. And so it's very frustrating for him when he sees people who he thinks maybe don't have any passion for what they're doing, or just seem kind of lazy. That sort of a thing. He has no patience for it. And so when it's reversed, he can be, on the more negative side, it can be like intolerance for other people's views. It can be sort of an aggression, where he sees that other people maybe don't have the same passion that he does, and so he's very pushy, almost like a bully. And so if that's the case, then it needs to be kind of toned down a little bit, especially since this king is here. The King of Swords, like I was telling you earlier, he's able to see that other people might not be on the same path that he is, and so he can kind of be compromising in the way that he talks to them. But the King of Wands, when he's reversed, you know, he doesn't maybe notice that other people are kind of where they need to be for where they're at on their life path. Like, he gets kind of upset when he sees that they're making mistakes and things like that, and like I said, he gets very aggressive, kind of almost like a bully. So just kind of toning that down, well, being careful about that. On the other hand, it could mean that you have these qualities available to you, the positive qualities, where you have the passion and the energy to follow your passion, but you haven't fully kind of grasped it yet. And so taking that into consideration, just living your life out of passion. Maybe this is, you're overanalyzing the situation as well. Sometimes the King of Swords can be kind of cut off from his feelings and kind of cut off from like what his desires are, just because he's very controlled. And so if that's the case, then maybe you need to kind of bring out more of your energetic kind of side, if that makes sense. Moving forward, the Page of Pentacles, this is, the Pentacles here means that maybe there's something that you kind of need to get off the ground and kind of get going. like maybe business-wise or, you know, relationship-wise. It's a longer-term relationship. It's something that makes you feel very secure, something that has a lot of permanence to it, something that's longer-term. With the Page of Pentacles, pages are kind of challenging. They bring like you know, you have to sign some papers and like those hoops you kind of have to jump through in order to get your project kind of off the ground. And because it's reversed, one thing it could mean is that the task at hand is just kind of too challenging for you. You see what it is that you need to do, and you know what steps you need to take, but you're like, it's just too big and it's just too much. On the more positive side, it can mean that you know what it is that you need to do. You've already kind of jumped through those hoops, and since I see this card in your past, I'm thinking that's more what this is about. But you're ready to take action with it now. You know what it is, and now you're taking action with it. The important thing is, the King of Wands can be kind of impatient, and so with Pentacles, you really have to take things moment by moment, especially since the World is here. She doesn't, well, some people say it's a hermaphrodite, but you don't really need to rush anything. Things will kind of happen in their own time. And I just want to point out with this card, there's the 4 fixed elements of the zodiac, and so there's the fire energy of the lion, which is courage and that kind of energy that no one's going to kind of mess with you. The bull is sort of that quiet stillness and the determination of the earth element. You know, if you're ever around you can feel that kind of bull energy where you're determined, and you know what it is that you need to do, and no one's going to stop no one's going to go in front of you, if that kind of makes sense. The head is for humanitarianism and for the knowledge that you need to complete the task. And the eagle is for resilience. So, you know, even if you do get torn down, you're able to kind of rise above the ashes and fly again. This is a card that represents you right now. This is a sort of meeting of the minds. Sometimes it's literally 2 people coming together. Is there someone that you are kind of connecting with right now?
I'm visiting a friend to try to help her.
Okay.
I'm visiting a friend.
Is she going through kind of a misfortune right now, or? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So it's good that you're, you know, there for her. You might have to be patient with her because she is going through something right now. You know, you're kind of viewing it as like you're very attracted, not necessarily romantically, but you want that kind of soul connection, and that's a really good thing to want. But she might not be like there right now. So just kind of keep.
It's not a romantic.
Yeah. Okay, so it's more so you're just there to kind of support her. Yeah.
A friend.
That's really good. You know, it means that like you're able to see yourself through someone else's eyes. That's a good. This card is the other in the situation, or how other people view you. The Wheel of Fortune this is sort of like the wheel of life. So it's your wheel. When it's reversed, it can mean there's sort of a change in fortune, like a change in luck. And so if you were having good luck, you're going to maybe start to have a little bit more bad luck. But if you were having bad luck, then you're going to start to have more good luck. It can also mean just kind of a stagnation, like you want things to move along, but they're, you know, staying still. And evolving is the theme with these 2 cards are together. This is, you're at a point where you're being given sort of some chances to, well, there's the balance thing here too. So while these are kind of ideals that you need to kind of take flight with, these are more solidified. So having these two together means that you're kind of at a critical point right now in your life where you're receiving a lot of information regarding your life path, and you need to make sure that all of your senses are open to receiving that, and you're listening to kind of, you don't need to think about where you need to go, you just need to kind of feel it out, if that makes sense. This card is the card that's in the position from your higher self, I guess, the advice that you would be given. The Ace of Pentacles, aces are always positive. With Pentacles, you're given the opportunity to start something longer term, like we were talking about with the Page of Pentacles. This is more so it's a gift. This is more so it's the obstacles that you kind of have to get through in order to achieve that. So with the Ace of Pentacles, when it's reversed, you might have had some successes, but you're not like satisfied with them, and you kind of want more than just feeling grounded, I guess. It could also mean that those opportunities are there for you, but they're not on your radar. Like you're more concerned about your personal enlightenment and the overall progress of humanity. But this is important. It means that you need to kind of keep your eyes open for what's practically going to work in the real world, I guess. I was going to say something else about this. And sometimes when this card is reversed, it's like we kind of feel guilty for accepting like abundance, I guess. You know, maybe you don't feel like guilty for accepting abundance into your life, but there's sort of a doubt of whether or not we're going to be provided for, I guess. So just make sure that you're open to receiving those gifts. Does that kind of make sense to you? A little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is all leading you to a really good place. This is a really good outcome. The Ten of Pentacles is about, there's family issues, it's a security. So, you know, your parents, I don't know if you have children, your extended family, basically having a lot of support, feeling like you have people who kind of have your back, and you know, this family isn't necessarily just happy to be together and with that emotional support, but they have the practical, you know, you come stay at my house if you're broke, you know, like that kind of a thing. So I guess, do you have any questions about any of these cards?
No, I'm just listening.
Okay. Do you have any comments? Is there...
Trying to relate.
Yeah.
You know, trying to relate.
Yeah. Does this make sense for kind of where you're at right now?
Yeah, there's a lot of truth. There's nothing blatantly incorrect, you know. So, yeah, let's see if I can get the, there's a lot of inversion. Okay, and your name again is?
Nora.
Nora. So is that it? Is there some type of, this reading's more like centered towards me and not like others. It's like centered on me and my path.
Yeah, well, this means that you're at a really good place spiritually. This is what we're all, this is, you know, the Fool card.
The what?
The Fool.
Yes.
That's where all the fools are leading towards, is the world. Some people see it more as like the universe. It's knowing what your involvement should be.
Right.
Because humanity is going through a really big thing right now. And you're kind of figuring out what part you have to play in that. And it's not just about you, it's about everybody. And it's not about people, it's about the earth and how we relate to the earth. How, if we're taking care of it, plants and animals and the sky and all of that. It's not just about us. Some people are still concerned about where their place is in humanity and in the world and in society, but it's not just about, one person. I guess one thing about when the world is reversed is that we tend to want to carry the world on our shoulders. So, we feel like responsible for things that are happening. And you are, definitely, but there's still, like other people involved in the situation.
Exactly.
And you have what you need to overcome the obstacles. Sometimes it just gets overwhelming, not knowing what's coming.
Right.
And then this also indicates that like money issues should be going well. And the number 10, it's a completion number. And so there's a lot of completion. So, I don't know, is there like something that you're kind of finishing up right now? Or?
Updating my house, windows, roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that should start to make you feel more secure in that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Miss Nora.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.